Hello indie game fans, we have the Christmas holidays coming up this week, which means very few new releases since developers don't want to spend their break fixing bugs. But in spite of that, some very brave or very foolish developers have decided to try their luck with releasing their game, so let's see what's new in this holiday edition of indie gaming this week. Let's begin with Witch Explorer, a tower defense title with a real-time shoot-'em-up element where you play as Witch going on a quest in search of treasure. I love the designs of the familiars, which act as the towers in-game, where this has a story setup similar to that of Reciteer and Items Shop's tale, in that our heroine is in debt and must find a way to pay it back. This is an interesting mix of genres, so leave it to indie developers to come up with crazy ideas, and since I do have a soft spot for tower defense games as well, this gets a spot. I'm not quite sure how this next game will work, since Dungeon Royale is a free-to-play action roguelite battle royale title, where it looks like a Binding of Isaac style title from the footage. However, you're supposed to be able to slay other adventurers, but you do respawn into a monster when you die, looking like quite an interesting idea, but I do wonder if it will have the player population to be sustainable. There have been several types or styles of rhythm games, from the traditional note highway of a guitar hero to more seemingly random patterns of games like Osu, where we are looking at Intralism rebuilt here, which uses circles. This is a remake of the developer's earlier title, Intralism from 2016, which is decently popular, promising to fix the issues from that game while adding a map editor and global leaderboard, looking like it's for fans of the genre. A game which does not look particularly visually appealing is Eldritch Land's The Witch Queen's Eternal War, but it's a side-scrolling strategy game with some interesting looking management systems. You play as the Witch Queen in a never-ending struggle against the undead horde, creating humanoid homunculi to stem the tide in order to not add to the ranks of the enemies when they fall in battle. What looks interesting is a gardening or farming aspect where you can grow resources to upgrade your troops, all while they are fighting in the background, looking like it could be interesting. This is a no-brainer for Metroidvania fans, since Moonlaw is a free mini Metroidvania that looks pretty decent, looking to be inspired by Metroid with passable pixel art, so for free, why not give this a go? One of the reasons why Goddamn the Garden made the list is the sheer audacity of the name, but more than that, it looks like an interesting retro first-person shooter. You're battling through the world, ultimately having to face off against the skeleton bastard to see if you are worthy of becoming the next king of badass heaven, having quite the description and premise while being very weird and unique. This developer did also make the underrated action game Apple Slash, which makes this a title of interest. If there's one type of art style, color palette and look of a game that I will always fall for, it will be the exact thing that Core is going for. A retro RPG with turn-based combat, but with some action elements in the overworld exploration. In many ways, this game does bring me back, since it does share a very similar look to Pokemon Blue, but one thing that could be improved is that the Steam store description doesn't tell me anything about the story or setup of the game, but it's a great looking title that I'm interested in.
Scarf is an exciting single-player adventure game, mixing puzzles and 3D platforming.
The only bigger, in quotes, indie game that the mainstream outlets have picked up on this week is Scarf, a gorgeous looking 3D platformer that looks pretty well made, where the developers have made an extensive narrated trailer explaining the details, so I'll leave you to them.
As soon as you are born, you will meet this enchanted creature. Your task is to help the scarf get back home and reunite it with its mother. Follow the little souls who stole the keys to your scarf's home through 3 colorful and magical worlds. Although beautiful, these worlds have been altered by the souls in various ways, trying to hide the keys from the scarf. They set up daring challenges and overwhelming blockades to stop you from catching up with them and stealing back the tickets to your goal. During your adventure, you will have to solve all kinds of increasingly complex puzzles, overcome daunting obstacles, and discover gorgeous new places using interesting mechanics. Create a bond with the scarf and unlock new abilities that will allow you to master exceedingly difficult platforming challenges. Glide, hook, and slingshot your way through this fantastical world of wonders. Hidden within the levels lies the story of the world. It is up to you to find fragments of this story by searching for those secret places. What has actually happened between the souls and the scarf? Will you be able to find the links? Not all is as it seems. Only you can find the truth.
Like God Damn the Garden covered earlier, another developer is making a very bold move by releasing Teosida on Christmas Day itself, a horror platformer that looks to be related to their previous game, Tamashi from 2019. These look to be very strange and creepy titles that do have ample warning on disturbing content, but no details are given on the exact aspects. Still, a creepy and unique entry that will be for horror game fans. While Scarf probably should have taken this spot, I do want to highlight Gardener's Path since, of course, it has some nice pixel art. This is a turn-based puzzle game that will be familiar to gamers, since the ice sliding puzzle has been used in many games, but does look particularly great here. In addition to the usual movement and toggling of switches, this adds combat and artifacts into the mix, changing things up ever so slightly to keep it interesting, taking the number 1 spot. For more pixel art titles, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.